for time to get the time right. Had to lose a little mind to get my mind right. Finally realized, but in hindsight, you wanted the limelight. Me priority never once. You kept close but never really wasn't. I accept your lack of focus, agree with all your choices. Needed you to need me, needed you to see me. Until I found the right direction, I think my reflection would agree. Had to find the me in me.
The Short Sport by K. David Jordan.
I seen with Dak is his reluctancy to run. And I don't know if it's since the ankle injury. I don't know if it's, it seems like he's lost a step. So in the red zone, one of the things that made Dak really, really in his first 3 seasons and his younger in his career, one of the things that made Dak very palatable as a quarterback was the fact that he was a dual threat quarterback. And I think since the injury, he's been more reluctant to get out and run and use his legs, especially in the goal line and red zone situation, because he gives you the option.
Yard pretty much says go for it. Dak keeps up the middle. Touchdown, Cowboys.
What team is the NFC that I cover? Number 2, I had the Philadelphia Eagles. As number 2. Number 3, I had the 49ers. I know you said King, but the 49ers just beat the Dallas Cowboys. How can you put Dallas over the 49ers? It wasn't real. We just had a bad game. It happens. We have a bad game. So it happens. And I'm also counting on somebody get hurt. I wish nobody get hurt. But I'm counting on Brock Purdy hadn't played a full season. Neither has Christian McCaffrey since he's been in the league. So I'm not seeing both of those making it.
Discreet about CMC's oblique. Does that mean it's more serious, less serious? What are we hearing about Christian McCaffrey, Shefty?
It's not that they're being discreet. It's that's the way that Christian McCaffrey operates with injuries. He's like a military operative that doesn't ever want to share anything and doesn't want anyone to know anything about what's wrong with him. So it's going to be difficult to tell. Look, we know he's dealing with an oblique. I'm going to guess that he's going to see some specialists today. I don't think that he or they know right now whether he'll miss a game, 2.
Everybody talk about they the best.
Listen, go get everybody telling the story. We got a crazy. We got a man. I don't want to do this. We're talking about something that's going on in the pet in the world. My guest is amazing. Everybody talking about us. We heard you walking the line. Everybody come on. Let's have this serious conversation. Man, it's gonna be all love on this, man.
Talking about us, we heard you walking the God we trust. As long as our names is in the book, we good.
Hello. I hope you guys are having a great day. I'm having a fantastic day. And we have a real serious subject that we want to talk about and get on today. And I have a very special guest. This is a brother I've known pretty much all my life. You can say a long time. I say, as kids, I mean, we go back. We go back a long
Yeah.
time. We go back. And I know him a long time, and he's always been a genuine. First, before we even get to athletics, he's always been a genuine guy. He's always been a good guy. He's always had a great smile. You know what I'm saying? He's always a great person to be around. You know, and that's even before we get to the sports. That to me, that's bigger than the sports. Having great character and being a great guy is bigger than even doing the sports. I'll tell my mic like this a little bit. Even during the sports, his character has always been outshine the sports and what he's done as far as his accomplishments and all the accomplishments and the licks, the linear list that is just amazing. It's a crazy list of his accomplishments. But he's a father first of a 11-year-old and 8-year-old, correct?
Yes, sir.
11-year-old.
No, you got it right.
Okay,
you got it right.
8-year-old. And man, you just retired last year?
Yeah, this is my second year now. So basically, I finished like 2022. That was it. Like May.
17-year professional career and a professional basketball player, 17-year professional basketball player, also a coach. Man, none other. We do it like this. I got to do this right here. I do this one time. You know what I'm talking about? You know what everybody in the crowd do like this? You remember that?
Trying to spin one time.
You know what it is. Y'all give it up for none other, ladies and gentlemen. Give a warm welcome. Warm, unnamed sports show. Welcome to Jermaine Hall. What's up, my brother? How you doing?
Thanks, man. Thank you, brother, for reaching out. Thanks for giving me an opportunity to speak a little bit about life. Man. I appreciate you for that.
And I can't take responsibility for it. Really, I gotta thank my host, Bo Breezy, for I call him Bo Breezy. Bo Breezy for really thinking about. I've been wanting to reach out to you because I knew you was in Israel. I didn't know what part you were located at, and we were getting ready to do the show. Was actually getting ready to do a show. He couldn't do it because he had a family illness Wednesday,
Okay.
and he was like, "Man, make sure you shout out Jermaine, tell him we're praying for him, wishing for him, and everything." And I said, "Yo, you're right." So I don't want to take credit for that. That was all Bo Breezy, my co-host. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate that. Appreciate the young OG.
The OG. And he said, I reached out to him. I talked to him. I said, cool. I said, I got to reach out to him too. He said, make sure you do that, Joe. He's like, make sure you do it. I was like, I will. And when I got ready to reach out to you, I was like, wait a minute. We need to talk. He's there. Yeah. And it's a lot of things going on. A lot of he say, she says, a lot of political mumbo jumbo. That's a lot of, because everybody's playing politics. That's a lot of people that's going on. And you're there within the conflict of what's going on between Israel and Hamas. First, I want to ask you, how are you doing? Are you good? Are you safe? That's the first thing I want to ask you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we great, man. I tell you, everything shut down completely, of course, when it first happened.
Mm-hmm.
But this week, we starting to get back going in my area because I'm basically like about 2 hours away from where they infiltrated the border, Hamas. So I was able to, get my kids up, to keep them active because everything for them, school shut down, virtual learning, stuff like this. And then this week, we actually started back with our youth programs that I work with here in Kiryat, Israel. It's like in the northern part of Israel near the largest city closer to us is Haifa.
Okay.
And it's a port city. Most of the major cities are on the port, like on that Mediterranean coastline. And we are probably even maybe like an hour and a half from Lebanon's border.
Okay.
But yeah, so we're okay, man. It's it was a big shock. It's disastrous,
right,
to see all of this. And then for me personally,
now
I was living.
How long have you been there in Israel? And what I'm saying, take us back. How long you been there, and then how this conflict compares to other conflicts that you've seen before. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so I got here in 2005, September. Yeah, September 2005. I came. And originally I was in a city of Fula, which is, say, maybe 10 or 12 miles from Nazareth, So it's very close, to things. And also about 25 minutes from the Sea of Galilee, like
Okay.
in two different directions. You know what I mean? So, and it was more like an inland town. You know, like I'm coming in, it's crazy. I left Dublin and I'm out 257, and you
Right.
see all the cotton is coming up around September. I land in Israel. I drive from the airport. We drive the coast, and then we turn to go inland. I'm 10 minutes away from where I'm about to live, and it's cotton growing. You know what
Going
I
on
mean?
there.
It was,
Can't
it
get
was
away from it.
I always, I was like, I guess, cotton is everywhere. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
right. I got you. I got you.
No,
How
but
does it
for me, it always played in my head. You know what I mean?
how does it feel? All right, you named some things, the Sea of Galilee, Nazareth. How did it feel to be around those, religious monuments that you find yourself around? How did that feel to be around? Because a lot of people,
Yeah,
who are believers, even those who are
yeah.
not, those are really big
Even,
places.
even if you don't believe in you, if whatever you believe in, these places mean something. You get what I'm saying?
Right,
They mean something from all factions. They mean something. People come, they do, they do. But for me personally, I grew up with my grandmother, my great grandmother. So, they were definitely talking about, the Holy Land, basically.
right,
You know what I mean? So for me, it was to see this stuff. It was almost like I guess you could say a moment of you gotta believe something.
right. A little bit of
Have an
validation.
experience, and you know what I mean. You
Right,
gotta
right,
believe something. Whether you gotta believe it's a God somewhere. Like
right,
like you can't say that this all of this stuff was made up. Okay, maybe something is you know, got lost in the translation somewhere, but you got to believe in something once once you get these different experience, man, like to put your feet in the Jordan River and, different things like that, man, like, or to get into that mountain air around Jerusalem. It's a different feeling. It makes you want to explore it more.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Like it makes you want to know something about it. Like if you're around it, it makes you want to ask the questions. Like it makes you want to see it. You know,
I got you.
even to think about like even the Dead Sea. I tell people about the Dead Sea, and it's something that you say, how is it that place only here?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Is it
Also,
true that
what's
like there's no fish or anything in it or anything?
yeah,
Is
there's
that true?
no how we say no living particles inside, and the only way you're going to kill yourself is if you try to drown yourself. The water
Mm,
is full of salt. You know what I mean? Natural
right.
salt. You come out and your body feels like something you can't imagine. Imagine sunbathing in salt. You know what I mean? You know how we were soaking Epsom salt, for example, right?
Right. Yeah. Make you feel better. Make your body feel. Yeah. Yeah. I got you. Feel up
Man,
and everything. Right.
so I would try to go there like it would be like 2-3 times a year, or even to the Red Sea. Now you go to the Red Sea. So when Moses parted the Red Sea to bring, you
Mm-hmm.
think about all the stuff that we learned growing up, all the biblical stories. And myself, I even, before I left college, I needed some electives. And I
Right.
took a religion course because I wanted to understand why there was such a division, you
Okay.
know. But as you have your own space, is what I saw, because as you go further and further east, everybody believes in something different. You get around China, Japan, you get to these other places. So it's always been that's always been fascinating to me. Like I always look back and say, man, I should have been a religion major. So I wanted just to learn this stuff because,
Right.
I know the history of sports because we watch it and we do it, right?
Right.
I can tell
Right.
you about baseball from the 80s. I can talk about, Wayne Gretzky or Brett Hall and these guys in hockey. You get what I'm saying? I can talk about basketball and football for sure. You
Right.
know what I mean? But like, it's something I used to tell myself. I was like, man, maybe that's what I should have studied in college.
Now, I understand totally. Now, let me ask you a question. Now, we're dealing with the conflict here that you're
Yeah,
at, and you get there, and you said there were some other conflicts that happened when you first got there to Israel,
yeah,
and you were talking about
yeah.
that,
I was
and
nervous to come. Yeah,
right, because
because
you heard about some of the stuff, right?
two, yeah, because 2003, you think about there was bombings in Jerusalem, for example,
Mm,
right? In 2003. So when I first got the offer to come, I made sure I told the agent, hey, listen, I know there's a lot going on that I don't know about over there. So make sure that I can leave if I want to without any restraint. So I had an
mm,
open deal. The team could replace me, or I could run if I needed, to get up out of here.
right,
But so the first year when I finished in 2006, we finished up. I took a tour of the country. I stayed for a while to see some other things. Right a week after I left, Lebanon, Hezbollah, they
Right.
started with rockets.
Mm-hmm.
They started, and there was a conflict for like a month and a half. Now, when I left, I already signed a deal to come back, and of course, I could get out of it. But I
Right.
understood that everything was secure, so I came back, and we had peace the whole time that year. Like we actually did like a tribute game that year near the border
Right.
of Lebanon, and I think Far Bloom is the city, not far, or the area that settlement area like kibbutz. I know you heard Kanye talk about kibbutz, right?
Kibbutz. Yes. Yes. They definitely
Yeah.
recognize.
So that area up there, they had got hit hard with the rocket. So this was my first time really seeing the damages that had happened. But we did a tribute game there to start the season off. Everything went well, and throughout the season, everything went well. And then in the next year, at a certain point, that's when Hamas started to shoot rockets into the areas in the south, like Ashkelon, for example, is one of the cities in the south that they had a team in our league. So they basically relocated the players, and we kept playing.
Well, let me
They
ask you a question.
relocated the team. Yeah,
These conflicts. Now, we talked a little bit about religion, and a lot of people might not know why there's a conflict between Israel and Hamas, or why is a conflict? A lot of people say it's Israel and Palestine, the Palestinians and
yeah.
the Israelis. Is this basically based on a religion? Being someone that's been there for the last 15 plus years,
Okay.
is
So
this
I
basically
would
based on
say,
religion?
okay, now in Israel, like I
Okay,
told you, I was in the city of Fula. Now
okay,
in Afula, all around Afula, you got, like I said, Nazareth was this way, the Sea of Galilee that way. But all around Afula, you got Muslims living here, you got Christians living here. In some cases, you might have Muslim and Christian or Jewish and Christian in the same areas. The voting and everything like this, because everybody that's inside the country, like there's Jews, there's Muslims, and there's Christian inside the country, right? And other factions of religion as well.
right.
But you also now in certain areas there might be a Christian mayor in this. You get what I'm saying?
I
Or
get you. I got you.
in things like this, the political side of it. Now the country itself is majority Jewish, right? It's a Jewish state. It was when under the new system in 1948 when it was established like this as a Jewish state, right?
Right, right.
And there was other lands that was allotted. Now this is going back. I want to stay on the surface because I do some research to
Okay.
understand what, but I would honestly say Hamas is just like Al Qaeda, the Taliban, ISIS, the people that wanted to kill Western civilization, right? Western
Right.
civilization was now. I'm not a historian like that, but there's always been conflict.
I
No
got you.
matter if it was the Roman Empire, the Spanish, or what
Right.
happened with America and the British, and slavery and all of what I'm saying.
Right. I
There's
got you. I got you.
always been. So Hamas, it's not that they want their own. They want to
Right.
rule this land. They want to rule it. So who's in the way? The Jews and Western civilization is in the way,
Okay.
right?
Right.
So for them, this is how they attack. They're not considered an army. So when Israel defends itself, they still have to act by rules of engagement, even
Right.
though you broke the border and you slaughtered and killed innocent people that just live, just living their life.
Right.
But
So
because they're Jewish,
a lot of people
you
say
know,
a lot of people say
yeah,
because of retaliation of Israel, a lot of people are kind of condemning Israel more than they're condemning Hamas to a certain extent right now. It seems like it's leaning. I know President Biden last
yeah,
night did
yeah,
kind of come back and back Israel again last night, and a lot of people in the United States, we've always been pro Israel. There are
yeah,
some Pan Africanism, and there are different groups that have really been for the Palestinians also. And provided the rationale that
yeah,
you just explained about the land and Israel getting that land in
yeah.
1948 and those situations there. But how much is it? politics being played, and how much is it really just okay? This is something, because it's easy for people to take a side. You know what I'm saying? From your
Yeah,
perspective, how much
yeah,
is it really like something that you can see and say, okay, this group is kind of taking advantage of this situation here. You know what I'm saying? Of the other group.
yeah. I got you. So think about it's like you got an established state, right?
Okay.
So you
Mm-hmm.
can say, okay, maybe they say, oh, Israel is established. It does this, it does that. They're trapped. They're land trapped. Now, if people do their history, years ago, there was an airport in Gaza. They had their own airport, for example. They had their own airport. Now, both countries get aid from UN, right? In situations like this, the UN, which is the US, all the big countries,
Right.
the more established countries are helping. Now, what is the US? They're preaching humanitarianism. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like religion in general, any religion you think about, it's peace.
Right. That's correct.
You think about it. Muhammad Ali was he converted to Islam, right? He
Right.
spoke peace, right? Malcolm X at one time it was a violent way, right? But Malcolm X in the end he spoke peace, right? Him and Martin Luther King were able to get together, you know what I mean, and believe in two different things.
Correct.
You get what I'm saying? But they spoke peace. Martin Luther King spoke peace, you know, even
But it
though
doesn't seem like
our
either side
people.
either. It doesn't seem like either side
So
on this one is
so
speaking peace though.
Yeah.
I'm saying.
So yeah, I got you what you're saying, but if we dealing with Al Qaeda, what do we have to do? And what do we do in Afghanistan for so many years? Like, why do we take our embassy out of Yemen, for example? You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
These different countries like that when the terrorists, the militants, whatever you want to call them, right?
Right.
The rebels, whatever they want to call them, when they decide that, hey, we're gonna fight for this, they fight for it. We saw it. 9/11. I was standing in Staten Island listening to the Twin Towers crumble. We running on the track. The smoke is over Staten Island for 2 or 3 days.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
this was what you want to call what Al Qaeda. You know what I mean? Whoever
Right.
it
Right.
was,
Right.
Taliban, whichever one it was, right?
Right.
What did
Correct.
we do? We went after them. We
That's
went
right.
after them, and we didn't hold back. It took us what, 12 years?
Right.
13
Eventually.
years before we really pulled our troops out, right?
Right.
People talk bad about the US, but the US don't depend on nobody else. You get what I'm saying? Israel is a small country, very small. Like I said, I got Muslim friends, I got Christian friends. I coach kids from
All
from
over.
all the sides. And like I've been coaching now since 2018. I've actually been doing camps with kids since 2010, 2011.
Mm-hmm.
But and I've played with even even guys that came from African countries that were Muslim, right? Or
Mm-hmm.
and sports bring us together in general. Sports bring us together, right?
Right.
Now, Egypt and Israel, they have a great working relationship. If you ask Egypt, how did they get drip irrigation so that they can develop inside the desert? They got that from Israel.
Israel.
Drip irrigation, because Israel is a desert country also, right? For
Right.
the most part. Or Jordan and Israel, we cross over and go into Petra. People from Jordan actually cross over and work in Israel also. They get work
Right.
visas to come in through the south or whatnot, right? Okay, Lebanon, these areas of Lebanon is controlled by the Hezbollah. So those borders is a fighting. Syria, they can't get it together. Another border that we, sort of have issues with. To this day, we got American soldiers in Syria. You get what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Right. Right.
Just because they're trying to keep humanitarian, the humanitarian thing going, right? We're supposed
Right.
to all be able to live. Saudi Arabia and Israel have had talks. Israelis can fly to Dubai.
Mm-hmm.
Israelis can go to Qatar. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
but Palestinians coming from Gaza or coming from the West Bank, they come in and out of Israel and work. You get workers permits.
Right.
Okay, if you don't have criminal background and things like this, you're not connected to all of this. You can also come inside Israel and work. You're back and forth. It's like us crossing the Oconee
Corner
River,
River to the
crossing the
east
East
side.
Dublin
I get
Bridge. Okay, I'm going to
you.
work at Griffin. You know what I mean? I don't
Right.
want to work there, but you know what I'm saying,
I get you. I get you. I get
right?
you saying.
So
Definitely.
so it's and with the UN, they're in and out of both countries as well. You
Mm-hmm.
know, American soldiers, you got American intel and everything that's throughout. You know, you think about even back when America decided it was time to open the embassy in Jerusalem, there was an uproar even about this. So
Right.
everything, but the biggest picture was that they did want that, and this is a setback now
Mm-hmm.
to develop like a two states, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas now the West Bank, from I don't remember the actual year, has been under control by the Palestinian Authority. So they have something what you would call a president. Now, Hamas overthrew what was going on in Gaza with the Palestinian Authority. They
Now you
overthrew this.
we talked about that earlier before we came on the air.
Yeah,
You said that
yeah,
as long as Israel was there, the army was there. As soon as they pulled out, that's when Hamas was able to, kind
yeah.
of take over
They build stronger because Israel is there also like a police to make sure that you know there is no uproar like this.
Okay.
It's like us in Iraq, you know.
Right.
Once
Right.
they got Saddam, once they got him out, we stayed to try to help them build.
Right.
We dropped bombs in Hiroshima. What happened after that? We still got Okinawa. My daddy served in Okinawa. You get what I'm
Right.
saying?
I got you. I got
We
you.
went over to Viet. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like
Right.
it's
Right.
we still got army bases in Germany.
Right.
How is that? You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, I mean I get it.
From more,
Go ahead.
you
I'm sorry.
feel me?
About, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, so what I'm saying is, okay. So we're getting there. We've had tensions for years in this area, right? And between the two sides. Now, within the last couple of weeks, it's escalated. How has that affected the people, yourself, the people around you, the morale of the country? How is that really?
yeah,
How does it feel? Well, first explain how that went down and what it was like when it first happened, and also how does it affect the morale of the people and how's it affected everyone around you now? And maybe you can paint that
yeah,
picture for those of us that don't really know.
yeah. So in that area, man, it's there's the border, right? It's like, but there's border fences. They got a very secured border for the
Mhm.
most part, right?
Right.
Now in those areas, I actually Rote is one of the cities that got hit very hard. I played there before. Ashkelon is the infiltrators didn't make it that far up. It's one of the coast cities that I played in also that even today they still are receiving rockets. I got friends, American guys that live there, um, that tell me now they get the rockets that come towards them. You have this Iron Dome
Mm-hmm.
that's very sophisticated, where as it targets the rocket and it will try to crash the rocket in the air where the debris and everything like this will not damage something. But from time to time that happens. It's very sophisticated
Right.
um, system, this Iron Dome. It's I've seen it. I lived in this area not far from Ashkelon years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and I was able to in 2014. I really had a chance to see it because I was here for a while, and they had something that summer. Me and my family, we was taking a trip to the States anyway, so we came to the States, and by the time we came back, everything was quiet.
Right.
But those areas down there, I talked to my friends and things like this that had families in those areas. Man, it's imagine we're out in New Mexico at a party, or we're in El Paso, Texas. They're doing like a party, it's a party for the end of the summer style party. It's like the last party you're gonna have the summer style weather here, right?
Right.
Almost like a rave, you would say. Live concert. Let's just say, you know, UGK, I don't know, Ghetto Boys. All of the
Oh, you
guys
went
from
back. You went
Texas
back to the
came
day. Then
together.
you went back to.
No, because think about it. Imagine
Right.
all of them come and they're doing a party out in Texas, right? In El
Right.
Paso. And
It's a
everybody's going,
festival. I got you. Yeah.
you know. And the drug cartel from Mexico decide they're gonna come in because in Mexico they kidnap people.
Right.
You
Right.
know,
Right.
say they decide they're gonna come in because they haven't been able to get the work across. They're gonna kidnap people or
Right.
whatever, right? I'm just trying to paint like this picture. So you got a bunch of people having a party, young kids, man. Some of the kids 19 years old,
Mm-hmm.
22 years. You know what I mean? They out
Right.
in a party. Now I had my girlfriend. she had a colleague friend that I know. She was stuck in this area, and she ran away like 5 kilometers. So that's how they, so like say around 6, 7 miles, she was running for her safety. She made it out. Now she's a hydrotherapist, but she needs therapy now. You think
Right.
about like she made it, but a lot of other people didn't. Imagine the feeling like you running for your life, and the other people in their homes, now they're sitting, it's like you're sitting ducks. You don't know what's going on. Now, because it's an ambush, and a lot of people here have military training because that's one of the things. You finish high school, you give a national service, 2 years, 3 years, 2 years for ladies, and 3 years for men. And then in some cases, you stay in
That's mandatory.
reserve.
That's mandatory.
It's mandatory. It's
Okay.
mandatory. There's some ways around it, but it's mandatory.
Okay.
Like on the line, it's mandatory. You giving your national service, or you're going into the military to get some type of training
Right.
based on your scores. And so in this case, some people already, once they heard the chaos,
They ready.
they already tooled up. They already tooled up,
Right.
but it was too much. So a lot of women and children got and elderly, they got snatched up. Some fathers, some sons, they went out and was fighting and whatnot, and got hit and got killed.
Right.
So it's something that you just, and you wake up and you see it, and the numbers just kept going up because you don't know, and then you see roads and things that you have traveled before, like as being people that's from here, and then now all of your friends, they're getting calls that they got to go up to the reserve. They're trying to just get all the numbers they can, and then organize everything. So, like one of the guys that I coach with, he got called up. Very good friend of mine that I've known since I got here, he got called up. He's been in the South and he's been all over the place. You know, it's it's different because I live in a city where we don't feel the impact physically, but the mental side of it, the mental side of it is it's I need to
So
turn this light on, brother.
how
But the
far
mental
are you?
side of it,
So how far are you from the actual fighting in out
I
there?
would say about between 170, 200 miles away.
So by
Yeah.
about here to Atlanta, maybe Savannah, right?
Yeah, or here,
That's
or
very
Dublin
close.
to Athens,
Right.
was it Gainesville,
Gainesville. Right.
like,
That's
yeah, if
very
you think
close.
a little bit north of Atlanta, yeah, it is. It's very close,
That's
man. It's
super
very,
close. Do
it's
you
close, but it's like close, but it's far away.
do you feel for your kids' safety being where you are now, or do you feel that it might come
Yeah,
to?
because I feel, yeah, for sure. Like, one of my main things is I want them, they're American citizens like me, of course. Um, I want them to have that choice if they want to do, if they, and both of them are in sports right now.
Right.
So there's a way in sports that you get a pass.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like if you're very gifted in your sport, you get a pass.
Don't
And
forget it's basketball. They both
also
get
they
it. They
could,
both get a basketball.
yeah,
Don't
yeah.
forget.
And then they could, and then they could, and then, if you're nice like that, you're not gonna have to, maybe they send you the basic training and that's it,
Right.
but you don't have to pick away. Now, my daughter, like for example, a lot of females, they do intel work. So if you're smart enough, you can do the intel stuff,
Right.
the computer stuff. So you know what I mean? Um, the things with the Air Force and stuff like this. So it's a little bit like you don't have to actually be a warrior, for example, you know, to be
So
like you don't have to be a Marine. You get what I'm saying? There's
I
other
get you.
factions that you can do and you can be okay. But a lot of kids, they want to do it.
Right. Do they have an age
A
limit?
lot of kids
It's
want to.
definitely an age limit, right?
Well, now in Israel also you have a thing where you can, if you're Jewish, you can come home. So like say a New York kid that was Jewish, went to college, he can come become a citizen. If he played basketball, he could come and play. Now if he's under the age of 25, they might ask him to go to basic training. Now, I don't know all the steps with that. Like when I became a citizen, I needed a release form for the army, but I was already 32 and a half years old, 33 years old. So the
But you
guy
want to be out there
told me,
running, you
he
know what I'm
said,
saying?
he told me, he was like, yeah, you on the old list. He was like, but we'll go ahead and give it to you today. I had to go to a base and do it. Like it
You
was
just
so
told me,
happened
oh
that
man,
the
I'll
guy,
dunk on you. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, hey, I took it though. I took that. I was like, thank you, man. I made it because hey,
Like,
because hey, for sure, we was in college when 9/11 happened. That was the first thing we was nervous about, that they
right,
was going to start a draft, and because that's one of the first things they do. They draft athletes first
right, right,
because they don't have to train you as much. So we was afraid about that. It's sort of like, the stories you'll hear about the old baseball players that went to war, or Elgin Baylor being in the military and averaging 40 points a game for the Lakers. You know what I mean?
right, right. They got to go about
Back in the 70s.
these situations where you had it's close 2 hours away. People are going through. What are some of the things and misnomers that you want to kind of squelch for us over here in the States? Some things that you want us to know that it's kind of being portrayed, or it's kind of being it's going through the media, the hype and everything. What's some of the things
Yeah,
being there that you want us to know and say, okay, this may not be true
yeah. I
100%?
always, I always, yeah. One of the first things when I see, the pro-Palestine, all of this, right? I would like to tell them, hey, come over here, cross into the West Bank, which I do, Jericho, Bethlehem, different places like that. They got a dope Popeyes chicken with biscuits over there, for example, right? And
Give me a little bit of home, huh?
yeah, you know what I'm saying? But I would like for them to cross over into the West Bank, go to East Jerusalem, and then go into Gaza and see the difference.
Mhm.
Because in these areas, there's no Hamas. People are flowing in and out, you know? Over here, you got Hamas. You're not, it's not the same. Even though in that border, there's a bridge crossing, well, like I said, where people come in and out to go to work. You know what I mean? I would love for people to say, oh, they're trapped. They're in apartheid and all of this. These words, man, it's like the wording of how they say it. You say apartheid, right? And it
Right,
strikes us. It strikes us because we are linked to slavery.
right.
Like
I got
we we don't know we don't know, like I couldn't tell you today where my family
you.
from
Originate from.
the
Yeah.
1800s. You know what I mean? Like
Right,
we
right,
are
right,
we are lost. You get
right,
it? So they say apartheid, then it links to us, and you say South Africa. It
right.
links to us. So then and then you say, well, some people speak without any type of knowledge about situations. So if I don't know something, I just keep my mouth closed. You know what I mean?
Right. And see,
Like,
that's the
or
thing.
do
That's the
some
thing.
do
That's why.
some do some better research. Do some
Right.
better research. Don't take it. Okay, it's like probably the biggest Michael Jordan fan ever, right? But when it comes to politics, I'm not going to take advice from Michael Jordan. You get what I'm saying?
What
You
it,
know, you know
not
what I
even
mean?
call Ja Rule. Ja Rule. What I don't even know. You know what I'm saying? They
Like
call Ja Rule. I got
exactly.
you.
You know what
Right,
I
right,
mean?
right. Yeah, definitely.
I love Dre. I love Dre. I love his beats and everything like that, right?
Right.
Well, I'm not gonna call Dre and be like, "Yo, Dre, man, we gotta talk this." I'm trying to figure out who to vote for. You get what I'm saying?
I get you. I get you.
Doesn't
Right.
work like that.
I got you.
Yeah, doesn't work like that. So I always try to not watch the news so much. I
Hmm.
try to channel my news. You can go on websites that are more, and I try not to follow all the spokesmen on the social media platforms. I
Okay.
don't care how many followers you got. It's whatever it's like Gilbert Arenas when he talks about Hakeem Olajuwon.
Right.
Gilbert, nobody wants to pay you 50,000,
Wait, we're gonna
and
come back.
you
Wait,
you
we're
gotta.
gonna come back. We're gonna talk. We're gonna
You
talk
feel me
NBA.
though? I'm
I do
just
feel you. I feel you.
you
We
get me.
definitely gonna talk NBA.
So that's
We'll
I'm
get to
trying
the
to
tip of it.
I'm trying to do the sport thing to connect people. Sometimes you have it's okay to have an opinion, but please form your opinion not based on you know not based on something that's just somebody else said.
Right. It
That's
makes you
also
factual.
probably needs to yeah this is me, man, because you see it and it hurts me because you don't want to see nobody, no innocent. If it's a war, right?
Right.
When you sign up to go to war, you sign up. You know this. My father was in the military. When you signed up,
My dad was too.
you take a certain oath. You're fighting for your country,
Right. Right.
right? So you got to give these people the right to fight for their country. But
you
if
hear
you're
so much
fighting
talk about
against,
humanitarian. You
yeah,
hear so much talk about.
how
And
how is the
I'm like,
Taliban? How is it? Yeah, I know what you're saying. But how is the Taliban or Al Qaeda or ISIS or Hamas? How is that human? That's human. Like that's barbaric, dog.
that's what I'm
That's
saying. I'm
like,
saying
you feel
I don't
me?
subscribe to that at all because I'd be like, hey,
Yeah.
this is. I was hearing somebody say, oh, they ought to do this. I was like, man, this is war. This like, you know, you wouldn't even do that if it was a gang war. If you guys was in the gang and there's blood in the Crips,
Bloods and
y'all ain't
Crips,
even trying
right?
to
What did
have
they?
that.
Who went in? Who went in with the Bloods and Crips to try to, do something? Who went in when the East Coast, West Coast hip hop was fighting each other? You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Speaking of peace, right? Now, think about this one. I also see this a lot on the news. They're running out of electricity. They're running out of water. They're not running out of rockets. They're not running out of rockets, dog. Like that one there, nobody's saying nothing about. They keep firing. They keep firing. They keep firing. No, they're not running out of. They're running out of everything for the common person, but they don't run out of rockets. And there's an interview. This guy I saw. His father was one of the founders of Hamas, and he got away from the country. He converted Christian, and he lives like I think in California or something like that. But he got away. And from time to time, they interview him, and he tells about what they're teaching the kids at a young age. As far as it's like those religious cults that we had developing in Texas and different things. You remember years ago, you would see they go into the cult and everybody ended up killing themselves.
Right. Jim Jones.
You
Yeah,
know,
I got you. Yeah, definitely.
you know what I'm talking about.
Right.
It's why is there no more talk about ISIS? Why is there no more talk about the Taliban, Al Qaeda?
Well, the big one is Hamas now. Hamas is the big
Yeah,
ISIS.
Hamas or Hezbollah. Hezbollah actually probably is bigger than Hamas.
Right.
Because they got closer relation to Iran, who we all know what's going on with them.
Right.
They like to let us know that they have nuclear warfare.
Right. Right. So do you guys in Israel feel the impact of the political propaganda that is displayed here in the U.S. and abroad? Do you guys feel that propaganda too? Do y'all hear it, and are you guys knowledgeable about the propaganda that's going on between the situation? How it's sensationalized to a certain extent too, though.
Yeah.
And I want to ask a broader question: is this how involved should the West be? Because this seems like this is kind of like, I don't want to say a family beef, but should we be super involved in the situation, in the conflict, or should we kind of stay, back to sending humanitarian aid and stuff like that? How do you feel?
I
Some
always
say
think
they should
about
stop
this.
the
I don't know.
humanitarian aid.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I'll start with the beginning, right? Like you said about how do they feel? People here, they feel like it's a disrespect, man. If kids are dying, and everybody's trying to show you, listen, these people here are for sure missing, and we would like to have them back. So they plastering it everywhere. You New York City, LA, the big cities, and then you see people snatching the pictures. These people are trapped. Like like it's like with Brittany Griner's situation. I don't want to compare it the same, but we wanted Brittany home, right? We understood she did something wrong, but we wanted her home.
Right.
She got home, but she's traumatized forever. Imagine these little kids right now. They wasn't snatched up for something they did wrong. They were snatched up just because they were Jewish. They were born Jewish. Nothing more. I know I'm not taking nothing through customs. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
I'm not taking nothing through customs, right? And it's us, right?
Right.
It's
I got
us.
you. I got you. Definitely.
If I was at a party and they were smoking it, I'm making sure I'm leaving that at home. I don't want no problems with customs. I've come from South and Central America and saw how customs check you out, and they have the dogs and stuff, and they really checking us. I've come through Amsterdam. I've come through France. I've come through Germany. I've come through a lot of places where they might look at us in a different light. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
You know
so
what I
racism
mean?
isn't just
They'll take you.
A lot of people feel like racism is just a U.S. thing, and I'm like, no, it is racism.
No.
All around the
now,
world.
A lot of places around ball, it gets us a little pass, right? The sports get us a pass because we do look a little bit different or whatnot. But in some places, it gets us a target. So, it gets us a target. So, I don't even want to smell like the coffee shop. You get what I'm
I
saying?
got you.
I'm not trying to, no way. Like, I'm trying to come. I try to look as sporty as possible. So they'll be just like, okay, just athlete coming through,
Right.
But
yeah, by the way, I dressed up for you. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
I kind of got
yeah.
clean for you. I knew you was coming on. I had a special guest coming on. So I had to put my
I see
swag
you,
up a little
brother.
bit. You know what I'm saying? Just put
I
swag up a
had to
bit.
turn it on, huh? I feel you. Yeah, so people feel it, man. And it's like when you're living in it, and like some of the people here, they grew up in it, they saw worse, you know. Some I like my, I talked to people that were here during the time of Desert Storm, So now the Western civilization or the US, the UN is established for humanitarian reasons, right?
Right.
So if you're trying to establish your country and you have a working, operating country, and now you're a part of the UN, so yes, you also give aid. There's a certain percentage of electricity that goes from Israel into Gaza.
Right.
Also water supplies. Now, I remember times of seeing, and some people here don't like this, but this is the humanitarian way, where there'll be a battle, and then you'll see later things that the UN funded or the US funded that now we're going back to rebuild
Right.
what we just destroyed. We do it in the US. We send construction workers to work in these countries,
Correct. Right.
Iraqs and places like that. I've had family members that went to go and help rebuild these countries after we went over there and had to clear out, the Taliban, this terrorist organization or whatever this militia group, whatever they want to call it, right?
Right.
When we had to go in after we dealt with our ops, we went in to help the innocent. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Went in to help the innocent after we had to deal with our ops, as the young people say, right? We
Right.
dealt with our ops. Now we're going in. So they have to be a part of it. But you got Jordan, Egypt, you got Saudi Arabia, you got Qatar, you got Dubai, you got Bahrain, you got a lot of these other predominantly Muslim countries that also work with the UN, to help because they're trying to build relations. Everybody, Israelis fly to Morocco, Israelis cross into Jordan, Israelis go to Egypt, Israelis go to Dubai, they go to these places, they go to Turkey, they travel. Of course, nobody's, they're not going to Iran and, Syria, Lebanon, no. But it's like some would say in a simple way, it's like one bad apple spoils a bunch, right? There's a few bad apples that they don't want to move forward,
Yeah. Peace.
Right.
Right.
They're not moving forward. They're stuck.
Okay. So last words, because I want to get you out here at a decent time. Last words.
Yeah, I feel you.
What would you want to? What if you could speak to the world about the situation? Not just this situation, but what would you say if you could talk to the leaders of Hamas and you could talk to the leaders of Israel? What would be your message to them? And then we're gonna take a break.
I think at this point, I can't talk to them, but I would say something, man. Think for people to think about. If Hamas put the guns down today and never had guns, Hamas never had guns again, you think they would be fighting?
Man, yeah.
Hamas put the
guns down. Would they still be fighting? Probably not.
Yeah. If Israel put the guns down, what do you think is going to happen?
They're still gonna be fighting.
They're going to take over. I'm saying, Israel say we never using a gun again.
Well, I said they would because Hamas will start getting rocks and bricks and everything else and find other weapons to make them do that. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. But if say they didn't have no guns, you get what I'm saying? Nobody would be dying like that. I think,
right.
You know what I mean? Like if that was something, because there is some type of plan. There's written plans of having two states, right? There's a written plan, but they don't get past stage 2. This is what it looks like for me. Now, I'm not a politician. I'm not in there seeing what they write and talking about.
But you're a righteous man, so you got to speak.
Yeah, because you don't want. Think about it, man. Like, think about it. You're a kid and you grow up. Like, you know how it was with us in sports, right?
Right.
We hated right? We didn't even think about the black and gold.
Listen,
right?
let me tell
Remember?
you, let me tell you about that. I just closed on the building. I'm gonna make an announcement. Like I just closed on the building here in Dublin, right? And the building was blue, and I said, "There's only one thing wrong with the building. It's blue and white. I cannot rock it. It can't be in my yard. They're like,
You know what I'm
It's like it
saying?
cannot be in
And
my. We
now,
got to change that color.
I look at friends and I look at their kids and stuff like that, and I see, like on the east side, there were some kids from Dublin, their parents from Dublin, they just won the middle school championship, right? And I'm looking, and it's cringing to me because we was the green and gold. Like my kids is supposed to be there, not there. You know what I'm
You
talking
should be
about?
balling for Dublin. You know what I'm saying? What
What's
politics got
going
to do with Dublin?
on?
I got one now. He's a
But
big kid.
but
Every time I see him at church, I'll be like, "Hey man, I can get you right in Dublin." You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But go ahead.
You
I'm
know what
sorry.
I mean? But that was our affiliation, though. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, imagine that, and that's all like, because it's deeper than that for sure with them. It's our border wars, it's school, it's fun, it's competitive, but we're not out there trying to kill each other because you know what I mean?
Right. It's still
And
love.
it's
Still
just
Lawrence
that,
County.
yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Do you ever think do you ever feel like there is hope for reconciliation and peace between the two groups?
I feel like one day it's gonna happen, man. I just always think like everybody they thinking differently in today, things are more modern, right? Nobody's as barbaric as it was before, where you got all kind of things, rules of engagement, and different things like this, right? When it's about war, and then when people come to peace, because look at Egypt and Israel, they have peace, and they fought. Israel and Jordan, they have peace, and they fought also. Now they fought with armies. It wasn't the militias, but they fought. They created borders, boundaries, you know. And they live amongst each other. At one time, many years ago, there were Jews that lived in there. Part of Israel is made up of Moroccan Jews, Tunisian Jews, Libyan Jews, Syrian Jews, Lebanese Jews. You get what I'm saying? Iraqi Jews, Iranian Jews, Saudi Jews. You get what I'm like? There is a big Persian Jews. You know what I mean? Like there's a big mix throughout this country. Of course, Eastern European Jews as well, like American Jews that they can trace their lineage. They tracing their lineage back to and some of them can go as far as the grandparents came over from Yemen, or the grandparents came over from Persia in this Persian Gulf area when radical factions started to fight amongst each other. They got away because they are, people experienced already the Holocaust. They already experienced, the Nazi, the Nazi way of trying to eliminate Jews. You get what I'm saying? Trying to eliminate those that were not pure white, because they was after us also, but we wasn't in those countries like that. You get what I'm saying?
I understand totally.
Jesse Owens, when he went over in 36, you know what I mean? We know his story. You get what I'm saying? In 1936, how they wanted to treat our Olympics, So, it can happen. I think the evolution can happen. Yeah, it can happen. Because Jews live all over the world now. Outside of some of these places that I named, they live in Germany now. There's Jewish people that live there. Think about Germany.
Okay, I do. Your kids are part Jewish, right?
Yeah, like their mother, her father was Yemen, her mother was Moroccan. Her mother was born in Morocco.
Okay.
And came here.
How do you feel about sometimes some of the hate that is pointed towards the Jewish community? You see some especially from our community recently, you see people like Kanye and different ones come out and speak negatively about the current Jewish communities and everything. How do you feel about the hate and the things that they get?
For me, it's sad. It's baffling. Why? Like I don't know. With my personal experience, leaving Dublin, I had white people, black people, everybody supported me coming from Dublin, right? Always, and it's Georgia. So Georgia, you can turn left, you can turn right, and you don't want to be there.
Right.
You know what I mean? For whatever reason. But I feel like I I got support from everybody, right?
Right.
And then I get to New York, I'm on Staten Island. This is Italian American, all kind of support. Go into Manhattan, I get an intern on Wall Street with a Jewish guy, American guy, a love for basketball. He creates an agency based around a group of guys that I'm graduating with, right?
Right.
And to this day, is like a mentor, like a bigger brother to me. And most of us were black guys through his agency, right? Okay, people will say, well, in music, you say, well, what did Leo Cohen do? There's a bunch of black millionaires around Leo Cohen, right? That was Def Jam, Russell Simmons, these guys,
Right.
I don't understand the fight. I don't understand the fight with
some would say,
I don't understand it.
Now I can speak of music. That's my thing right there. Now, that's all
Yeah, yeah.
I when it comes to certain things, when it comes to conflict and stuff like that,
Yeah.
I give precedence to people that know more than I do, and I listen.
Yeah, exactly. I back off. Exactly.
Right,
Me too.
right.
That's why I ask. I'll be like, I don't know the fight. Yeah.
I think the fight was, you look at people like Eazy-E, you look at people like Dr. Dre, you look at people like Michael Jackson, different people like that, and they're saying there was certain segments of the community. I don't think they're saying the holistic Jewish community. They're saying there's certain segments of the community that have profited off of the backs of black artists and taken advantage of them and not reciprocated them fairly for the art, the creation of the art, and the ownership. They've taken ownership of the art. So I think that's where.
So it's a couple bad apples.
Right. It's a few. Yeah.
Because think about Dre and Jimmy Iovine.
Billionaires. Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Look at Snoop. Snoop's still going.
That's real.
50 still going.
Yeah, Jay-Z and Rick Rubin.
Brother. Now Jerry. Now look at Jerry. Okay, and look at all the guys from Def Jam. Most of them still going. You think about Jay-Z. He came from that. X had his own, his own vices, right?
Right.
You think about also, think about Murder Inc. They had their own vices. They had to deal with something else. You remember?
Right. I know.
But a lot of guys, are even with the 300s, right? Think about Young Thug and those guys that did the 300 with Jimmy, I think. I mean with Leo Cohen. Also, right?
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like, I know we've been done. Our people, trust me, we came a long way from nothing.
Right.
Because we didn't have it. You get what I'm talking about? We didn't have the resources. So a lot of paperwork is bad. A lot of paperwork is bad. For sure. So yes, our people did get, but it wasn't only from them. You get what I'm saying? Whoever was the higher ups
did them wrong also.
Situations. You know what I'm talking about? Whoever was higher ups in a lot of situations, they took advantage of the situation.
You definitely sound like Run DMC right now. I mean, you definitely sound like a
Reverend Ron over here.
No. Def Jam. The guy that was on Def Jam. I can't think of his name. Oh, I just had a brain freeze. I don't know what I'm talking about. He's not even in America anymore. I can't think of his name. Russell Simmons.
Russell Simmons.
Definitely sound like Russell Simmons right now.
Russell came with the product. Russell was the talent too, as well. Right. So Russell brought something to the table. So Russell didn't get the same treatment that some people got, right? Okay. You get what I'm talking about? Now, Russell is a humanitarian also. Russell speaks about, peace. He speaks about harmony. He speaks about, you know what I'm talking about? Like, right. But, Russell came through, understood the game a little bit different, You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Russell got his vices also.
He does.
Allegedly, you know what I mean? We all have some. We all have some vices, right?
I do think that some of it is like you said, the few bad apples, call those out. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think it's right to group us entire race of people, group of people.
Because we even did it to ourselves sometimes. Don King,
right? Definitely. Yeah,
you know what I mean.
And we do it. Not just him. It's many examples.
No, there's he's a big example because I saw Mike redevelop himself. Mike understood he was the talent.
Right.
So you know what I mean. But yeah, it's touchy, man.
That's a deep conversation. That's a deep.
It is, man. It's funny because we can sit because I always say I don't have to try to see the whole picture first.
Right.
Because I try to learn from other people's situations.
Right.
You get what I'm talking about? On the personal level, I try to learn something. So how you gonna learn if you don't see it? You know what I'm saying? Of course, nobody wants to how you say it, stick it to the other guy, right?
Right.
Nobody just read. That's not my way in general. But like in the competitive way, everybody's trying to reach something.
That's right.
So then when it's a dog eat dog world. That's how they used to tell us, back in the days.
That's right. All right, now we've been at it for an hour now, Jermaine. I want to get
Woo.
into the. I know we get a lose time. We meet, man. We talked, and I listen, man. This has
Yeah,
been a joy. You say hey, normally I talk a lot. I'm just listening. I'm like, oh, Larry, this boy spit knowledge. This is my man spit knowledge.
I
I
try
want
to
to take a quick.
study. I try to study.
I got you. I'm gonna take a quick break, and then I want to
Yeah.
talk to you about the basketball. What you see in the upcoming basketball season. All right.
Okay.
All right,
That's
hey,
what's up,
you
bro.
listening
Yeah.
to the Unnamed? We don't have a name for the show yet, so we call it the Unnamed Sports
I got
Show. We just out here having fun, doing something,
Hey,
coming
man.
together, and what I'm saying, a whole bunch of guys from the city and home coming together and have talking sports, talking stuff, man. Something for people to enjoy, talk serious topics that are affecting the world. You know what I'm saying? Today I have my very special guest, professional basketball player, Mr. Jermaine Hall from my city, from the town we grew up in, Dublin. Right down, we used to go to church together, King Street, right down there. We was talking about used to go. You said you used to roll with
Which my man Kenny Case and the boys, man.
Bud. That's
Back
what's
in
up.
the day, Kenny
His
Case
dad is
Jr.,
still doing it.
June Bud.
Yeah.
June
Bud.
Bud.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
What's up, Kenny? Shout out to Kenny Case, who actually Pastor Case now. Pastor Case
Yeah, his father, yeah.
and his lovely family, Ira, who looked after my brother. That's love always. June Bud, Shannon. Rest in peace, Derek. God
It's a
almighty.
piece of Derek. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Exactly. We were just talking about that
We were just
earlier.
talking
Yep.
about, all the ones that we've
Off the
lost
air, man.
recently. You know what I'm saying? We had a great conversation. I wish you guys could have heard that conversation. It was great. But we're going to take a quick break, and we'll come back, and we may get into it a little bit, but we want to get into the NBA season. Who do you see as the favorites this year? How do you? I gotta ask you about John Morant and what you feel about that situation. We'll come do that right back, right here. The Unnamed Sports Show, King Joe, Jermaine Hall. We'll be right back.
Took some overtime to get the time right. Had to lose a little mind to get my mind right. Finally realized, but in hindsight, you wanted the limelight. Me priority never once. You kept close but never really wasn't. I accept you like a focus. Agree with all your choices. Needed you to need me. Needed you to see me. Until I found the right direction, I think my reflection would agree. Had to find the me in me.
The Shore Sport by K. David Jordan.
All right, welcome back. The Unnamed Sports Show. We still trying to think of a name. We tried Bojo. We tried we tried so many. We tried different ones to try to come up with a name for the show. But I think I kind of started growing with the Unnamed Sports Show. Started growing me.
I was gonna say, it flows. The Unknown Sports Show, man. Why
Yeah,
not?
we try to get that situated. All right, so let's go ahead and get to it. You played for 17, 18 years professionally. You still keep up with the NBA, right?
Of course, man. I'm excited about this year. I'm really excited.
Okay.
The way the changes are made.
Right. My first question is, who was your favorite? All right, let's start here. Who do you feel like has made you talked about changes? Who's made the biggest changes so far to you? And what would be like your top five teams of this year? Or the top 5 things to look
Top
forward
5
to?
teams.
Right.
Okay. I ain't gonna give no particular order. I really want to see Phoenix though. I know they're gonna shoot it out. I want to see, the Bucks, Celtics, Lakers, Man, I got to see Zion. I got to see him, I got to see him healthy. You
Okay.
know what I mean? I believed in him. I believe in him. You know what I'm saying? I believe in Zion, so I need to see him healthy, man. I got to see him healthy.
Okay. So you
You
got
know.
Zion, you got the
Also,
Lakers. Go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah, Zion, Lakers, Suns, Celtics,
Hmm.
Bucks. Gonna be interested to see what James Harden end up. I want to see the Clippers healthy also. You
Right.
know,
Right.
because now you got Westbrook, the Cali guys, him, Paul George, and Kawhi.
Okay.
It's gonna be interesting. But Golden State with CP3. Definitely. I was hoping he would have been able to stay over there another year with KD and
Really?
DeAndre Ayton.
Really?
I wanted to see them all. I wanted to see them all together. Him, Book, DeAndre, and KD. A full year after. I wanted to see that. Yeah, but Bradley Beal, he deserved to get his chance to play. To play on this level. But
Okay.
yeah, I did. I wanted to see that, man. I ain't gonna. I was sort of because I wanted to see CP get his chance. You get what I mean? Like he's had some chances, with the
Right.
Clippers, the injuries, things like that. Very close. Also with Houston, they was very
Right.
close. They had the injury, and lost to Golden State. But the Golden State going to be interesting. Also, I want to see how they mesh. I'm
So you
excited about the NBA. I want to Dallas with Luca and Kyrie. I want to see if Kyrie gets a full season in of basketball. At a high level, how they will how they will be together. Definitely. It's gonna be fun to watch, man. It's
it's
gonna be
gonna
fun.
be interesting. Now, so do you have a favorite? You have a favorite so far that you
Nah, like a sentiment, not even a sentimental favorite. I would say if CP would have stayed, if CP
Okay.
would have stayed with Phoenix, that would have been like that one. Like, oh, I want to see P, see him get it. Last year I would have loved to see Jimmy Butler in Miami get it after, that's his second time getting to the finals with
Right.
like sort of because they're sort of like the have-nots.
Got you.
Talking about
Got you.
they're the hard hat boys. They work hard over there. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
Miami puts you through it. I've heard about their workouts in the summers and stuff. There's the next level. They put Pat Riley and put you through it. But I want to see Wembyama. I want to see what's going to happen.
I think I'm super duper interested in Wembyana this year. Like I've been watching the play and I was like, okay, this is different. This is a little different here. Like him with the wingspan being 7'4", with the handle. Of
Yeah.
course you got Giannis that's 6'11", 7', 7'1", around that 6'11". I think he's what, 7'1" now. KD is
Yeah, Giannis. Yeah, he up there. And
KD is
KD's
up
pretty
there.
close. But yeah,
So I
but
want I
he's a,
want
he's a, it's young energy. It's young energy to the league when Wembyama. To add to what young energy we got flowing.
he got a little sauce to him,
You
right?
know.
He got some sauce to him. I like it because he got some sauce to him. Like I saw him dribble the other night, take it to his legs, jab step, then fade. I was like, whoa, he got a little sauce to him,
Hey,
So
these kids, it's the evolution of the game, evolution of us. Because if you even watch on the women's side, you're seeing more and more of these younger girls, they getting above the rim. It's
they
the
are
evolution of sport in general, that the training methods and stuff. This kid is out there moving so fluently. It's positionless basketball now. You know,
right, right, right.
it's
And
it's um it's the things that the coaches told us not to do years ago. Hey, you're too big to be doing all that. Get over here. You know what I mean? You
uh,
remember when Shaq first came to the league? He
oh,
was
he had to
out
be on the
there.
block,
He was
right,
having fun. He felt like he had got out of prison because they was letting him. And then think about when Mike them came to the league. Mike
right.
was in that Dean Smith system. They
Now,
first told him, "Here, man, take the ball and go." He went crazy. Now they learn it now they learn how to play free at a young age. So the game they got more skills. That like overall the kids have more skills.
so
Look at John Morant, man. I can't wait to see if
after
he's
25
gonna grow up from this.
after 25
I want to
games.
see him grow up.
Now he cost himself a pretty penny. We just found out with the 25. Well,
Yeah.
we knew at the beginning of the year the 25 games suspension that it actually put him out of being able to get a max contract. So it cost him at least $39 million, and to be able to get
You
a
remember
max
last
contract.
year?
Right,
Yeah, you remember last year because he didn't make one of the All NBA teams. He lost a kicker that would have took his money up as well.
right,
Like last year, they didn't pick him on an All NBA team.
right.
Now they should have. I thought he was All NBA last
He
year,
definitely was all
but they didn't
NBA.
pick him. So he lost some money from that too. But that's the political side of the thing. They probably say we got to teach him a lesson.
Well, I
But
think they
I'm
had
very
him
good.
ranked. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you got it.
No, I think ESPN had him ranked number 45 out of the top 100 players. They had him ranked number 45. How do you feel about that ranking? I thought that was
Is
ridiculous.
that a projectile? Because okay, he's gonna miss the game, so his stats are gonna look different. You get what I'm talking about? Is
Well,
that what it is?
I don't understand it because at the end of the day, they had Kyrie was like in the 40s.
Yeah,
They had Russell Westbrook all the way back to like 60,
94,
60.
90
Yeah,
something. Yeah, I
yeah.
saw
It
that
was
one,
very, it
man.
was
Ooh,
very disrespectful. So and then they had Zion. They had Zion way back, and then
like
what they
something
said was
70, I think, or something like.
right, and their whole rationale behind it was he's gonna be injured, but then they turned around and had KD in the top 10 for the Lakers, and I'm
Yeah,
like, I get
yeah,
I kind of get the I kind of get the John Morant. I kind of get John Morant. I kind of get the
yeah,
John Morant. They kind of punish him a little bit, throw some shade at him a little
yeah,
bit. But 40, come on, man. And there's not 40. I don't feel there's
yeah.
47 more players
Nah,
that showed
players.
what he's done over there.
Yeah. Nah, you come into the office, you're gonna tell me every team is gonna pick a player, and then half the other teams is gonna pick another player before they pick John Morant. You get what I'm talking about?
No,
Because
no,
30
no.
teams in the league, right?
Right.
And then he's 47, so that's over half the
They had
30, and
like
then another 17.
what's the guy from Sacramento ahead of him? Not the point guard. Not
Sabonis,
They had
the
Sabonis.
big,
I was
the
like,
big.
the big guy. I was like,
I'm not
what are you
picking. I'm
doing?
not picking. I'm not even picking Fox over him. More or
No.
less. Now I like their game, but
They
and
compliment
now
each other
that's
now.
why.
They compliment each
Yeah,
other. Right.
I wonder if what is your basis? Okay, he's gonna miss 25 games, but you don't think when he get in the games, he's not gonna have an impact? You know?
All right. So yesterday, a couple of days ago, 2 days ago, ESPN released an article on John Morant, kind of blaming his dad for him being in part of the situation. And I want to get your thoughts. I'm gonna give you my thoughts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna put the
I'm
camera on me
listening. Yeah,
first,
yeah.
so you don't get none of this grease that I'm getting ready to throw at. I'm gonna get you. I'm not
I
surprised that
got you.
ESPN. They went at his father. I'm not surprised that ESPN going at fathers because we all know ESPN. I'm doing a special on it now. We're doing the research on the ESPN and the pushing of the feminist movement, the pushing of the detriment of the black African American male, especially the African American basketball player, where it seems like certain characterizations of basketball players are always pushed to the forefront of the news cycle of ESPN, right? When
Yeah,
in truthfulness, those athletes probably make y'all the most watched and the most money, kind of like the Dion effect that's going on. You take away the African
yeah,
American effect from that, then you're gonna have that. Now to come at a black man's father. Now John Morant's grown. John Morant's a whole grown man. He has some immature traits, and he's done some things that he should not be involved in. I think he had like 10 incidents over the last couple of years that he's had to go through. And I've been vocal about that. I've talked about that and been vocal
yeah,
about John Moran in that situation. But as a person, though, he's not. I haven't yet. I don't think he's broken any laws. He does have a civil case, but I don't think as far as like breaking any laws and being arrested or whatever. I haven't seen that happen yet. Now, what I am saying is this: after seeing the portrayal how they tried to emasculate Shannon Sharp with the makeup, and I know Shannon laughed it off because whatever. But they calling him a deer sharp and all that stuff. That to me is something that ESPN has been doing for a while with the black athlete, especially the black male athlete. I don't have I have an issue with that. The way they did LeVar Ball, who was a charismatic character, but you gotta say LeVar Ball is not as quite as charismatic as Dion. Dion is actually more charismatic than LeVar Ball. But the way he did
yeah,
his sons and pushed his sons to the NBA, and the way T. Morant pushed John Morant to get to the NBA, someone that wasn't even picked by a major college, didn't have a major scholarship, he had to work himself with a chip on the shoulder to get to where he is. You got to give respect, and I also believe that T. Morant is talking to his son, but his son is a grown man. So to bring him in and for them to be dissing T Morant like that, even though I've been hard on John Morant too, because I'm like, hey man, I don't want you to mess up your money. I see the talent that you have. But for ESPN to go off on T Morant and try to say he's the problem, and Stephen A. Smith to sit there and say he's the problem, is ridiculous. And I'm starting to wonder, is it because Stephen A. You grew up with the mama and sisters, or Shannon, Shannon, which is my T5 brother. That's my T5 brother,
Yeah.
Savannah State University, right? That's my T5 brother, Shannon. But I mean, y'all gotta that to me is a problem. I was proud to watch the NBA draft and see all those young men with their fathers going up on stage. I was proud to see
Yeah.
the NFL draft, to see the young men going up there with their fathers and mothers on stage. I was proud of that. Anybody that gets to this level should be, especially this, Jermaine, especially being a professional basketball player
Yeah.
yourself. Anybody
Should be.
should be commended for the work, the time, the
Yeah.
efforts of time, and I'm guarantee you that started with T Knight giving him a little small plastic ball when he was a baby and saying, basketball,
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying, and believing him through it. So I applaud John Morant for coming out and stepping up for his father and saying he's always going to be, the OG is always going to be taken care of. He always going to be straight because he helped me get to, without him, there is no journey like this. So ESPN, I understand it, but y'all got to stop it. That's ridiculous. And I get the reports. I don't care what y'all reporting. We've noticed over the years that you guys have a pendulance and a tendency to go at African Americans, especially the African American fathers. We see what you did with Malika Andrews was ready to go talk about Porter Jr. for Houston, but has not talked about. Not one time have I seen you guys come back with a secondary article saying that the girl refuted the accusations and the allegations against him. The girl refuted that to the police, and that they dropped one of the strangulation charge. I haven't seen that from y'all, ESPN. So I just wanted to be fair on that situation. We're paying attention. We're not. Listen, you guys are interrupt. No, I'm sorry. I'm on my soapbox, now, Drew. Man, you gotta give me a second right now. I'm sorry. Listen, you guys are listen. You guys came to YouTube. This is our platform. This is the creators' platform. You know what I'm saying? And we welcome you guys. Anybody can do it. We know it. Anybody can do it. But we're gonna hold you guys accountable and say, hey man, y'all gotta be fair to our athletes and the people that we root for, and the people that ultimately pay your check. Because I'm not watching. I mean, we watch ESPN to see the highlights. We watch First Take for the debates, but what are you guys talking about? You guys are talking about the athletes. You're talking about the games. You're talking about the coaches. You're talking about the players. So we're watching your careers widely based on the players. So it got to be some type of respect, or at least some type of fairness. I'm not saying not to go. If they mess up, on the first one, Jermaine. If they mess up on the first one, to talk
Yeah.
to us and get on to them and be like, hey, y'all got to do this, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm fair. John Morant, 25 games. Hey, man, I'm ready. I'm like you. I want him to go ball out unrelentlessly. But I'll go after that man's
Yeah.
father. You know what I'm saying? Regardless if you
Yeah.
think if he's a good father or not, that's that man's son, and he fathers. That's like me coming to you telling you how to father your kids, man. If you're not abusing them, or you're not, some breaking the law, something like that.
Yeah.
How you raise them is how you raise them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's how it is.
People have to. Yeah. And with Ja, man, I feel like, like you said, it's good that he stepped up and said something. He has the voice. Now,
Right.
he has, like you say, he's a man. He has experienced life. He has experienced some life. Now, he has generational wealth, and he can add to that. He has to understand. Now, he's having the loss. He has to understand that he has to carry his actions. Now, when you're raising a young boy into a man, T didn't know he was going to be an NBA guy. So I'm sure T, as a father, was trying to teach him responsibilities. If you got your mother and father in the house, of course, somebody's trying to teach you how to be responsible. And in many cases, and now I don't like it when form an opinion.
Right.
Don't form an opinion. Oh, your son is living your dream. No, at some point it became his dream. That's why it's his reality now.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
I agree.
So now you want to make it, oh, Ja, you're living your father's dream. So now your father's living his dream through you. It's okay, because at some point we shared this same dream. I saw how hard it was to get here.
Right.
And I saw how fortunate and lucky I was that people, they took a part and watched me play at Murray State.
Right.
I wasn't at Duke or North Carolina, UCLA, the Big Five, and all of this. I wasn't in a power basketball school like Kentucky. I was at Murray State, and they took a look in, and and it created a buzz. It
He
got the
balled out at Murray
workouts. It
State too,
got me
though.
what? Huh?
You
He
balled out at
did.
Murray
He did
State
his
too.
thing, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
He
balled out
did
at
his
Murray State
thing,
too.
but
Yes.
they watched him and they brought him in. And they saw that he was a good kid coming from a good family. We can take a chance on him at number 2
Right.
because he was the number 2 pick, right?
Right.
And he's great for us. We can give him this extension.
Right.
And if he with the kickers, right? So if you reach these kickers, you're gonna turn it into a super max, or you make it a max, right?
Right.
He did all of that. So by doing all of that, look at him, man. Like he made some mistakes. Now it was repetitive. So it
Right.
was like they came back to back. This is why I'm hard on him, because, like, come on, bro, you're supposed to learn the first time.
Right.
Because he's in a situation that all of us athletes, ex-athletes, we wanted to be in a situation where we can have an opportunity to get another 30 million if we do this. So, like, in the moment, he didn't control himself. That's not his father. You can tell your kid as much as you can this and this, but in the moment, you can't make that decision in the moment for them because you're not there.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So now ESPN want to blame him. Good job for the young guy. He stepped up as a man to say, listen, my father, whatever it is, he's still my father, and he's always going to be my father. And if I'm benefiting in life, he's benefiting in life. Great. You know what I mean? That's how you're supposed to do it. You know, I got Pops, I made a mistake. I'm gonna let you take the blame? No,
No.
that was on me.
Yeah.
That was on me. You know?
And I think we both know. There's nothing more. One of the things I wish it was nothing more I used to enjoy was my dad and his best friend. He's a pastor, Alton Jones. My dad and Alton Jones used to
I know.
drive down to Savannah, and they used to come down to Savannah State and watch me play football. And
Yeah.
it would. I look up at the stands, and I see them. I see them both up there sitting up there with some refreshments, eating the game. And I'm like, yeah, they made it, huh? You know what I'm saying? And that meant a lot to me as a son. And if I made it to the NFL, come on, man. And listen, I was thinking the other day. I'm getting ready to this media, social media. I was speaking it, Jermaine. I'll put it live. I don't care. They about to offer me a contract at least about $4 million for this social media platform I'm building, right? So when I get that $4 million, I was like, dog, I really wouldn't want to buy my mom a house. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But she gone. You know what I'm saying? I can't
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna buy my wife one. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna pass it down to the next. You know what I'm saying? To be able, I know who I want to bless off the rip. So just think, if you had $100 million or $190 million, and your dad was young enough to cool and chill out with you and hang with you, man, that's my pops. He rocking with me everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Wherever you want to go, you know what I'm saying? Like
I would say your
whatever
decisions in life are the reason I'm here.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Your
you
sacrifices.
made some decisions that how I got here.
Right. So
why not? You know?
If my mom was here, whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? Well, whatever it is you need, I got it. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing. That's why I'm a little bit disappointed in ESPN in that. You know what I'm saying? All the other criticism about him being stupid and having a second chance, I'm with it. You know I'm with it. But come on, man, let's be right. And it changed to the Cowboys background. I didn't know it changed to the winners of the game background. I didn't know it changed to the background. Got to change to the Cowboys background. Come on, let's go.
Oh,
Let me go back to my studio still.
Okay.
All right, and I'll just mess with you. But listen, Jermaine, I thank you, man. Who you got? All right, I'm not gonna say go win the championship. Give me your Eastern Conference and Western Conference final two. I'm gonna write them down. I'm gonna hold you to it. Cause we come back on. I'm like, hey, who you got you to find your Eastern Conference?
Ooh, yeah, this one here. Now the East, I feel like it's gonna be Boston, Milwaukee.
Milwaukee
in
East,
the East. I feel like they're gonna be battling in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Okay.
You know, if they finish 1 and 2, you know what I mean? I feel like those are the two teams. Yeah.
The West is
with
a
the
lot
West,
tougher. You got Steph.
West is a lot tougher. It's a lot tougher. You got the champs over there trying to prove something again that they wasn't a fluke. You got Bron and AD trying to prove something. Ooh, this one here gonna be fun. But Phoenix trying to prove something. Golden State. The Clippers.
Yeah.
Man. I'm gonna say Lakers and Phoenix in the finals, Western Conference Finals.
My team, okay.
I mean, I just feel like it's one last hurrah, like,
Man, you put on.
yeah, and it's gonna be, and that from there, it's like, who's the healthiest?
That's gonna be
It's at
key.
those
Like,
points. That's why it's hard. It's hard to choose right now, because Golden State can come in and they're the healthiest team and catch one of those stars injured. You know what I mean?
right?
And knock them out.
Because you
Also,
all of them have, all the top teams do have people with
yeah,
you're right, have people that are injury
yeah,
prone. Because you got Phoenix,
yeah.
KD's been
Even
hurt
Denver.
before, right? Denver, Jamal Murray's been hurt a few
Yeah,
times.
yeah. Also, Porter with his back. Porter Jr. with his
That's true,
back. He's had
right?
what, multiple surgeries on his back.
Multiple. You
Yeah.
got the Lakers, AD. We know about
Ooh.
AD. So
Yeah.
I think
It's
one of my dark horses is New Orleans, but Zion is always hurt. He's always hurt.
so is Zion. Yeah, because
Right.
you think about what they got down there to build with him,
Be
Brandon Ingram,
yes, sir.
and McCollum. It's a nice three-headed monster.
I think I think it's going to be interesting. It's going to be an interesting year. It's going to be an
Yeah,
interesting year.
I'm excited.
I think McCullough.
I'm excited and ready to watch, man.
It's going to be a great year. Jermaine, man, I appreciate your time, sir. You gonna come back? You gonna come back?
Yes, sir.
Come back. Basketball.
Yeah,
analyst?
man. We can do some
You
sport
down with
talk,
me?
man, all
Let's do
day, any
some
day.
stuff.
Yeah,
and,
man.
and we're gonna stay up. We want to also keep us informed, because a lot of times we get there and because it's news, we're always worried about it, right? Oh, it's a big story. Israel, Palestine is a big story. Israel-Hamas is a big,
Yeah.
It's sexy for the moment. And then when when next sweeps we, the news cycle, when the next sweeps we come, we on to the next thing that's sexy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
We're gonna keep up. We're gonna keep up with you, man. We're gonna make sure that everything is good. If you ever need me, man, give me a call.
Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Yep.
Hey, this is Jermaine Hall, the living legend. I just gonna do like this one more time. Just gonna do like this one more time. Just to see you do it one more time.
Hey, boy, them knees ain't the same.
You can give me one now. I know you can give me one. Then you might have to, might have to sit for the next 2 days.
Might be a two-hand reverse. I don't know about the whole
when the last
joint.
time you tried it? When the last time you tried it?
Like a 3. Oh man, woo! We had maybe like 2 years ago. I was in the gym playing around with one of my teammates. Yeah, yeah, my last year playing. Yeah, it wasn't like I wanted it, but yeah, I got it in there.
It wasn't a layup, was it? It wasn't like, figure out.
It wasn't a fingertip. It wasn't a fingertip control one. You know what I mean?
I got you.
Yeah.
I appreciate you, man. But listen, he's a living legend, a star from our town, one of our Hall of Famers here, and from my city of Dublin, he's a Hall of Famer and a champion in life, on the court, off the court, man. I appreciate it. Just a good all around brother, man. I'm really proud of you, bro. Just seeing you growing up with you, man, it means a lot. Just you coming on. Like I said, I got dressed for you. I was like, hey, I said, Jermaine,
I see you, bro.
I
married, man.
I married Ella, right?
Yeah.
So I married
Ella. Yeah. Ella was class of what, 98?
Yeah, 98. Yep. She's one. No,
you 97, right?
I'm 97. She's 99, 2000. 99, I think. I think she's 2 years.
I'm 99. She's 98. She was 99. I don't know why I thought she was 98 with Tamithia and them. And,
Yeah, I think you might be right. No. She was 2 years behind me. So I think she was 2 years behind me.
She 99 with me?
Okay.
So.
I think so. 99.
Okay.
So I told her, I said, man, Jermaine's supposed to be coming on. She said, where? She said, be good. I said, what you talking about be good? Like I was a little kid. Well, I'm grown man, say be good. You be on your best behavior. I said,
tell her we ain't fighting. We just we conversate.
I would not fight you. You look like you still can go. Like you can play four quarters right now. Go there, throw some jumpers up.
I ain't fought nobody.
Listen, I told him already. I said, listen, man, if you try to fight me, I'll get to the car. But if I get to the car,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Take it to the
That's
trunk,
when you might want to run. You know what I'm saying? I said, I ain't trying to fight. I'm a man of peace.
We got to that age. We ain't got to fight no more, man.
No, man. I'm a man of peace. I'm too old.
Nah.
I just one bold up and I said, listen, man, I'm your elder.
Yeah.
The Bible said,
it's all you, young fella.
elder. You know what I'm saying? The scripture said, no, not your elder. Don't disrespect your elder. I'll be your elder. You know what I'm saying? Why you trying to fight me? You know what I'm saying? But nah, man, I appreciate you, man. And like I said, you look like you can go out there and shoot a couple. You know what I'm saying?
I try to stay in the gym, man. Try to stay active. Just off to keep the feeling in the fingers. You know how it goes, man. You just got to stay active for the little ones. Keep me young, man, because they on the go.
That's right.
They'll do. I try to stay active with them. They keep me on the go.
So when you do your
as much as I can.
What you said you work with kids and different ones in there. What's the name of the organization and thing that you work with?
Okay, it's Ironi Kiatata. So that's like the city of Kiatata. Kiatata. It's they have a professional team here that plays in the top league of Israel. And then we have a basketball school. They have a basketball school. I work with them. We work with kids from kindergarten until the third grade. And then some fourth graders, they start to play a league. So then fourth grade, all the way up until high school age. So this year, I work with the kids in first and second grade. This is in the basketball school. And then I coach a group that's fourth grade. I coach another group that's like junior high age. I coach another group until the age of 16. And then one of the groups I'm like working with another guys, and the kids are until the age of 18.
Awesome.
So, and then I do some individual practice training for guys that want to, try to sharpen up. But it's fun, man. Like I'm trying to, get off the court. Last year I didn't play. This is the second year that I'm full, like only coaching. So I'm learning my way, man. In the next few years, I want to try to get to the professional level over here, do some stuff. But it's a joy, man, to see the kids. The kids are, because it's fresh to them. It's new. They're having fun. And, to see that competitiveness, it takes you back to like our childhood. You know what I mean?
Wall ball. Not just like,
Yeah.
you don't remember wall ball, thing, get the tennis ball, don't get the
All
ball.
ball, dodge ball, kick ball. You remember all wiffle ball? We just did everything. Yeah.
Right. Man, well, I appreciate you, man. And I see right now, man, you're doing great things working with the kids. We wish you much success. We know we're gonna get that coaching job, man. So, you gotta invite us down.
Slowly.
We got a couple, when everything kind of chill out. We got a couple. We got to fly over because I gotta go to Galilee. I gotta see all that.
Man, it's a beautiful place to visit, man. Beautiful place to visit. When it's peaceful over here, you will see it, man. The people, no matter what religion they flowing with inside of Israel, the people that I know and experience and that I see just randomly, it's about peace. As they say, shalom. It's about peace. It's a peace. They ready for whatever, but life taught them that. You know what I mean?
Right.
But in the end, it's about peace. You'll definitely, it'll be something, man. You'll feel your mother. You know what I'm talking about? You'll feel it. You'll feel that stuff you had when you was growing up as a kid. You know what I'm talking about?
Right. I definitely do.
You'll feel it. You'll feel it.
Man, Jermaine, man, thank you so much, Jermaine. Thank you, J Hall, for, man, this means so much. This is gonna be like one of my favorite shows I've ever done. This is gonna be one of my favorite lives.
I have fun, man. Sitting here kicking it with you, brother. No doubt.
I had some more questions, but I wait to ask you next time. I got some questions. I got some questions for you next time dealing with the league and something that you said.
I got you, brother. I got you.
Been writing it down.
We can get there.
All right. I appreciate this, y'all. Thank everybody for watching. I'd like to thank my special guest, Jermaine Hall. I'm gonna call him the unnamed NBA and basketball analyst, Jermaine Hall.
My man.
I'm going to go ahead and get him in. My man came through. I appreciate you, dog. And we appreciate you guys for watching and sticking with us. And we appreciate y'all that's going to watch the replay and see it again. Make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe. The more you do that, the more you help us to continue to make great content for you, for your kids, for everyone, man. I appreciate y'all. It's all about positivity here and love. I hope y'all have a great day. Y'all be good. Jay, I'll holler at you, bro.
Thanks, brother.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.